Hey folks, your OS Reviews. You're watching our video review of the NewTrent AirBender 3.0. This is a wireless Bluetooth-enabled keyboard case that's designed for the iPad Air and also the iPad Air 2. You can get this at a street price of under $40 on Amazon.com, which is very inexpensive. This case can also be detached from the keyboard for use as a separate hardshell protective case. You can also put it back in for watching videos, using it as a stand, and then typing out longer messages and emails. The packaging here is pretty simple and elegant. On the back, there's some basic information about the case. You have multiple angles to adjust it from 360 degrees. You can separate it from the actual keyboard itself, again, as a general case. It has a metal stand, so very good construction quality and fully protective as well. It comes with a nice warranty as well that you can use to further protect your investment. So inside you have the case itself. We'll take a look at that in a moment. There's a micro USB cable for charging the Bluetooth keyboard. It takes about 2 hours to fully charge, and afterwards the Bluetooth keyboard can be used for around a month or so before you need to recharge it again. So nice battery life as well. Inside there's a user manual documented in full color, which is relatively impressive. There's also a manual that talks about extending your warranty up to 3 months later if you go ahead and register your product within 10 days of purchasing it. So it's a nice promotional piece. So taking a look at the actual keyboard case itself, it's constructed out of a polycarbonate plastic, which has a very good construction quality to it. It feels very sturdy and also has some accents that makes it seem more rugged than it really is. There's rubber feet in the very bottom, which prevents the case from sliding around when you set it onto a desk or a surface. And overall, we're fans of the kind of rough and the rugged look of the entire casing. The centerpiece is crafted out of metal, so it feels very sturdy when you're holding it, and it gives you a sense of confidence when using the case as well. So the back piece of the actual tablet, you find access of the tablet case. You have access to all the ports, including a camera grill, the volume rocker, the power on and off switch, and also the charging ports. And you can simply open the case up using this rubber flap that you pull to the side there. And it's a little bit tight, and you can then open up the casing to reveal the keyboard and also your iPad in the middle. So the keyboard being used here is a traditional chiclet style layout. It's very tactile and responsive. All the keys are risen above the surface, although there's a bit of a recessed kind of chin. On the very top of the keyboard, you find access to some special functions, including a dedicated number row and also icons for changing the brightness and also media controls on your iPad. The very top features a power on and off switch for turning the keyboard on, the battery indication, and also the caps and the uppercase letter indication if you are typing with caps on. There's also a notification if your battery is running out. Remove the actual case from the keyboard portion of the NewTrent wireless Bluetooth case. We simply press on the top 2 levers on the case portion, and that basically allows us to remove the Bluetooth keyboard apart, set that over us to the side, and now we just have the hardshell case for your iPad. Again, it has this transparent window which actually shows up the Apple logo when your iPad is in place. It's very lightweight, it's relatively rugged with a polycarbonate build, and then on the inside you have your iPad placed in there. It's relatively slim, sturdy. So the iPad being placed on here for watching videos and for typing, you need to then extend out the hinge. To do that, there's actually a button on the bottom that you need to press, and afterwards you can then pull on the sides to create a angle that you want to use, and then you can also tilt the hinge, which has a fair bit of resistance. It's not going to fall over or anything like that, and then to put it into place like so. So it's a pretty comfortable angle for typing and also for viewing content when your iPad is in place. It also allows you to rotate the angle of your iPad, so you can use it in a vertical Bluetooth keyboard case. It's pretty easy to do. We simply turn on the Bluetooth on the actual iPad itself, turn the keyboard case on, and then press on the connect key for a few seconds until the Bluetooth indicator starts flashing blue, and afterwards you'll see that the keyboard case should show up. It's called the NewTrent keyboard. I'm going to tap on that, and it should prompt me to enter a code. So I want to enter the code 0295 on the case itself. So 0295, enter. And afterwards, the pairing has passed. It's actually very comfortable to get acclimated and start typing relatively quickly without many errors on this keyboard. I can do this as a test, and you can see how it's fairly easy to type on this. There's autocorrect on the iPad as well that will automatically correct me if something is wrong. There's a large amount of tactileness and clickiness to each of the buttons, so they feel very responsive when you're typing as well. And all the numbers and keys will also work. You can also use the brightness controls to make the screen brighter, dimmer, media controls, volume controls, and all those functionalities work just fine. So overall, the typing experience is very, very strong, and it's easy to, again, adapt and to get a pretty fast speed when you're using it. There's very little delay between something that you press on the keyboard and what whatever happens on screen. So it's a very quick connection and a speedy connection between the keyboard and also the iPad. So it's fairly impressive and was highly successful in their new iPad Air 2 Bluetooth keyboard case. The keyboard itself is really easy to use, it's responsive, it's fast to react with your iPad, and also the pairing process is simple. As a case, it's also highly protective. It has a nice amount of protection for your iPad. It can be detached from the keyboard itself for use as a traditional case. And so in general, we're pleased with the form factor and the functionality of this product. To check out more information, you can read our full range review down in the description box below, but this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews.